Rowan, one reason the voice here is sinking like a stone in the polls, well, I think anyway, is that it comes when many white Australians in particular, I would suspect, are thinking, well, look, our Western heritage is being wiped out, our culture's being wiped out. Here's just one example from a couple of years ago. The CSIRO has renamed the big radio telescope at the Parkes Observatory Muriyang, after one of those Aboriginal ceremonies, apparently to recognise that Aborigines were astronomers too. Now, voters might remember this telescope, of course, starring in The Dish. It's iconic. That's the comedy about how this telescope was used to track the first landing of the man on the moon. Rowan, I've got a question. What is the Aboriginal word for supernova or telescope, or any Aboriginal word that suggests, yes, there is a connection between this and the telescope?
Well, you've just given the left-leaning teachers union a new project, because they will go out and find those words. Don't you worry about that. And they will invent them and they will make them up, and suddenly we'll have a whole new range of Indigenous words put together which describe various more scientific actions or programs. This is ludicrous, but it's not surprising. If you go on a Qantas flight now, I was astonished a couple of months ago, but now I guess nothing really astonishes me anymore, when they told us that they were paying their respects to the Indigenous elders on the land, the sea and the air. So suddenly the land, sea and the air is owned or originally owned or to Indigenous custodianship. So too space now, it would appear. I guess we will see future school kiddies can look forward to a future moon landing in which, as they come down the steps off the lunar module, they light up the gum leaves and do a welcome to country ceremony, because that too seems to be ubiquitous everywhere across our society now. But you're right, the reality is that, all jokes aside, the reality is this is a serious attempt, a deliberate attempt, a long-running campaign to remove all vestiges of Western civilization, colonialism, British settlement, the Commonwealth, etc., from the language, from the signs. You drive down the highway now, you see signs of country that you're supposedly in that you had no idea, even though you're paying the rates to these particular countries, you had no idea that they existed. Now they exist, they're formal. And this has two really serious consequences, Andrew. One is that it threatens property rights. If you keep on telling people that you're on someone else's land, at some point a judge is going to say, well, yeah, you've admitted you're on their land, so hand it over.
Correct.
The second thing I would say is that it's an attack on Western civilization, and every aspect of Western civilization has now been transformed into some kind of Indigenous equivalent.
You are so right. So even white creations like the city of Melbourne are now Usnam instead.